All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Lights Over Loveland. This is Justin. I am testing out my new microphone right now, so we're going to see how much better the audio quality is for these vlogs. But today I want to take a little bit of time and just talk about the congressional hearing that happened on November 13th. And I'm torn both ways. I see it as a good thing and a bad thing. The positive thing about it, it's just getting more eyes on the topic and getting it out there into the public consciousness, and then get more people thinking about, are these things out there, which we have been told they are real, they are out there. But I know a lot of people are still living in denial that that's true. And I also know a lot of people feel the way of, well, do I still have to go to my job? Then I don't really care right now. And I can understand that mindset a little bit, but at the same point, this is possibly the greatest thing. This is the greatest thing that has happened in our existence, known existence. I'm sure in ancient times they had interactions with these higher intelligences, and we just lost that connection over time. But this is huge. This could reshape our entire planet. It could change everything. You got to think about, how are these things flying around, whether you believe they're nuts and bolts, crafts, ETs, extraterrestrial, time travelers, interdimensional, like whatever you believe, honestly. There is a higher technology that is out there that, if is used in the proper way, could change humankind for the better. And imagine no more relying on energy or any of the resources that we've been dependent on for so long. And I'm just glad that it's getting out into the public more and it's being talked about more. Now, on the flip side, so I don't like how it's being spun for, this is an issue of national security. I understand why they are putting it that way, because how else are you going to get the government caring about a subject like this unless it has to deal with the defense of the entire country? Then they're kind of obligated to have to go into this the best they can. And also, at the same point, I mean, they've been lying to us, though, for the last at least 80 years, covering everything up. And anyone who has tried to come out about the subject or talk about it gets called crazy and made into a pariah to society. They've ruined careers, they've ruined people's lives. People have possibly died over this. Like, who knows how deep of a cover up what lengths they went to cover this up. And so, like I said, I'm torn. And then the hard part is, when you believe what I believe, which is that the phenomenon is related to consciousness. We all have consciousness. We're all connected. Every living thing has some form of consciousness. And, you know, I was thinking about this not that long ago, but I think it was a Monroe video that they release every week. I listen to them. And one of them, they're talking about like the Big Bang. And it's not exactly what we have, like what we believe it is. But either way, the fact that everything in our physical reality came from that single thing and that single point, and expanded into everything there is now. We are all made of the same stuff. We are all the same thing. We all came from the same source. So that means everything in our reality. And who knows how like multi-dimensional that could expand, or like, it gets very complicated the more you try to like dive into it. You can dig yourself deep and deep into the rabbit hole. It's very fun to think about, like, the possibilities. But I believe that, everything is related to frequencies and vibrations. And I know, like, we're all just frequency. Everything is just matter at a certain frequency to create that form. And also, nothing in this reality is real. Like, this is created from our minds with our senses to give us this existence, which is a very limited view on reality. We're looking at a sliver of a giant pie. Like, who knows what could be beyond our senses that we just have no clue to, which I think there's a lot of that. Uh, and then, like, back in the day, before spoken language, we relied on intuition and instinct, and that's how we survived. And through the evolution of like talking and voice communication, we have stopped using that sense as much. So we could have a sense that we have just completely lost over time, and now we think it's too woo woo to believe in. You can't have psychic abilities. That's crazy. How can you telepathically communicate with anything? Well, have you ever had an intuition of something was going to happen and then it happened? That's what I'm talking about. It's like remote viewing. And if you haven't looked into remote viewing, I highly recommend checking it out because it is fascinating.